Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of AM the PM with Amanda and Mark. Amanda, how the heck are you?
Great.
She's great. She's not really great. She's a liar, a deceiver.
I'm tired.
She's tired. She's tired. That's okay though. You know, because we all get tired sometimes from time to time. But yeah. So I'm sorry, I'm distracted because I'm looking at the camera and I think I had it flipped the other way before I flipped it. So now it's like flipped. Is that what's happening right now? That's weird. Anywho, so we didn't have a topic for today, and this is fun. We should do more behind the scenes stuff. We didn't have a topic like 10 minutes before we came out here. But we came out here because we needed to set the shit up anyway. And that was my decision to just get it rolling. And then we got everything set up and we were sitting here and we were just trying to think of a topic. And yeah. So we don't have a topic. No, I'm just kidding. We kind of came up with something. And I think that it is actually rather important and insightful. And we'll see where it goes. So, you want me to elaborate for the people?
I thought of something.
You thought of something else?
Yeah, just like something small.
Okay, we have multiple topics today.
My mom watched your story yesterday when you were driving and you were saying about the traffic.
Yeah.
Like you said that traffic
I got a lot of positive feedback on that story.
Traffic is really
At Mark J.
bad.
Szymanski, Instagram.
Traffic is really bad when you don't like where you're going, but you liked where you were going. So then she was like, I have to know, where was he going?
I was going to Chimera.
Yeah, that's what I told her.
Yeah. That's great. We should talk about that shit more
honestly,
often. I'm fucking chock full of that shit.
I don't know, you didn't say anything about this because I feel like you don't really have this problem, but traffic is horrible when you're on your way to work because you're going to be late.
I mean, yeah. Let's start there. That's a good place to start.
And
we had some
I
other
can't
topics, but yeah.
be late. Like, I'm sure there's some people that, like, make their own time or can be there whenever, but, like, I start at a set time, so, like, I have to be there by that time. So if there's, like,
I love this conversation.
traffic on the road, then, like, it's just, like, stressful for me because I have to be there at whatever time.
Mm-hmm. I understand what you're saying. But to me, the way that I hear that and the way that I process that is you're not talking about the root cause of the things. Like you're talking about like symptoms of the stuff. So like the way that I hear that is that, okay, let's say you have to be at work 8 o'clock arbitrarily, doesn't matter, whatever. And you leave at 7:30, but there's like, it takes like 30 minutes to get there, but there's 10 extra minutes of traffic, so you're going to be late, so that's stressful. Like, you could have left earlier, right? I'm not blaming you. I'm not saying you had to leave earlier. I'm saying that, like, the problem isn't really the traffic. Like, the traffic is an added stressor and an added shitty part about it. But the real thing is, like, you have a deadline to meet, and you have somewhere to go, and you might not like exactly where you're going, especially, like, the time of day that you have to be there, because nobody really likes to work, per se. A general, job from, I don't know if I've ever met anybody that actually really can say they 100% enjoy like the 9 to 5 thing that they do. But that's what I meant. If for those of you that didn't see the story, kind of like Amanda said, it's me driving and I was in a little bit of traffic, nothing crazy, but I used to not like traffic and not like driving to the places that I was trying to go to, because normally it was to work or home from work, and it was just like a big pain in the ass, which I understand. But the point is that I wasn't mad yesterday because like I was like, okay, I'm going to, somewhere I enjoy. And again, it didn't really have like a strict deadline. I didn't have to be there at a certain time. But that's the way that I see it, is there's a lot deeper points to it. Like the things that you want to spend your time doing, things that bring meaning, fulfillment, and yeah, I'm chock full of that shit. Just always trying to think about that. So yeah. I got some nice comments on that story, though. I was happy about that. But got any other thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I was like literally 4 minutes late to work the other day, and I'm just more mad at myself because sometimes it's like impossible to get out of bed. And it's funny because on the weekends, I like get out of bed so fast, go to the bathroom and get my coffee, and I'm like, recently, this hasn't been like a always thing, but like recently, like on the weekend, like if I wake up at like 7, 7:15, 7:30, like I've been getting right up out of bed and going to drink my coffee. And I mean, I like usually will like sit and like watch like the shows I have recorded, like, whatever. But I think it's because I'm excited to wake up and like have my me time, you know? So I think that's why I wake up, and then like during the week it's like it's not that I don't like my job, but like I have to wake up and be there by a certain time. It's just like annoying when like I'm tired and I, you know.
I mean, again, yeah, I know what you're saying. And I'm not advising you or anybody else to fucking leave their job. I'm just saying that life is about becoming more self-aware and honest with yourself. And I can't stand when I don't like days, moments, hours, minutes of my life. So that is, I've said this probably before, but there's been many times where I'm like, oh, I wish this day was over, whatever, or this, shift, as some people call it, and stuff like that, like especially the restaurant stuff. I can't stand that because I am wishing hours away from my life. I think that's really sad. I try not to do that as much as possible. And I don't really, other than when I'm kind of there. So I'm just trying to limit trying to limit the opportunities that I give myself to say that, which hopefully in turn increases the amount of time that I enjoy doing the things that I do in my life. So that's the way that I think about it, and it all really comes back to something as simple as like the traffic thing, because you can't control traffic per se, but I think there's other parts of it that play into it. It's not just sitting there. That's just one example. But yeah. So, yeah. Itching your scratches.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone can see my scratches from here, but
Yeah.
I got mauled by a dog.
Yeah. Mauled, I mean, is a strong word.
Not really.
It's
Not
like
really.
Like a random fucking dog.
I went to the bathroom
out.
in my aunt's house, and the dog was jumping on me and left some pretty intense scratches. So
Yeah.
that's I'm not getting into that.
Okay.
Mark's not an animal person. That's all. Oh God.
We gotta. Can't just leave it out there.
No.
We gotta put it all out there. I am such a nuanced thinker that I really hate like generalized thoughts like that, because I get it all the time from all sorts of people, not just the animal thing, but like in general. I can remember, oh, you're a picky eater. You're not an animal person. You're this, that, like whatever, like all these different fucking generalizations. And honestly, they don't like, I'm not offended by them or anything. I don't give a fuck. But like the idea of them annoys me because they're just so fucking simplistic.
Well, I get what you're saying, but like I feel like I'm an animal person and you're not. Like I'm not trying to like.
I mean, if you want to bucket stuff like that,
I'm
yes.
not trying to like. But like I just feel like some people like have animals, grew up having animals. Like if it wasn't for me, like you probably wouldn't ever have a pet in your lifetime and be okay. But me, like I might need a pet. I've had pets. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like I'm trying to like generalize you, but it's like, how else would I describe it?
I don't think that you shouldn't necessarily generalize ever, because I think it's a good way to like categorize different people, things, whatever. Like it's a good easy way to like, do that. Put things in buckets and stuff like that. But I just like that just doesn't do it for me. Is a good way to say it. Like I can't just have a conversation and just stop right there, because it's not the full conversation. It's not the extent of the conversation. Like we might have had it before, and it's like you say I'm not an animal person. Okay, I would say that's maybe on the surface maybe true, but that's not like a good enough discussion. Or that's not an end point of the discussion, because then it makes it sound like I just hate animals with all of my heart.
No,
And I
that's
just
not.
well that's
No,
that's
it's
how I
not
read
what I
it, because
mean.
it's like an all or nothing statement. You can't just say you're not an animal person. Like, what does that mean? Like, oh, okay, so you are an animal. I think like are an animal person, aren't an animal person. It's very binary. So it's like 1 or 0. It's like yes or no. And it's like, oh, I love every single animal. I'm an animal person. Or no, I'm not an animal person. I hate every single animal. Because you see what happens there. Like when you say that, it's like, well, now we're making this conversation way too simple. Like, I don't mind animals. But I think about like having specifically pets. We'll talk pets. I think specifically way differently about pets than other people do. We've said it in past episodes, and I mean we can brush over it here. It's like, with that type of thing, it's like I just can't understand like having an animal. I'll say the same line that I said to you earlier. It's like all the things that you do for an animal, home, shelter, this, that, all this other stuff, you bring it in, raise it. I don't see very much value that you get out of it whatsoever, other than some companionship. And then you have to also deal with like all the shit that comes with having an animal too. Like it doesn't work for me in my head like a lot of times. Especially when like you're actually physically getting hurt from it. Like that just doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. But maybe I'm not an animal person.
Not a pet person, you could say.
Again, I'm just speaking from my own personal thought process. I don't give a shit. Anybody else can do whatever they want. I'm just saying that like it just doesn't make sense to me. With those, details. But I would love to hear your side of the idea. Like, how do you feel when Minnie scratches you?
I feel like she's a little bitch.
Yeah. That's.
I mean, I don't know. I think, like what you were saying before when we were off the air, you were saying like, you can train your dog, you can do whatever, but sometimes it just doesn't follow through. Like some people end up getting rid of a dog because the dog isn't trained properly. Like it's a dog, I guess, similar to a human. You can't make a human or an animal do anything, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this example, maybe they could clip her nails.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they try to get her to stop jumping on people, but I think she's like not. They've had her for less than a year, so she might be 1 year old. She might not even be a year old yet, and she's just massive because like she's.
Well, I understand that,
becoming
and again,
into
it's not really the specific
adult
example.
doghood. Adult.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking in general. Like I don't know.
I get what you're saying, but I think the reason you think all those things is because you've never had a pet, and I have. What?
I don't know. Don't agree.
Oh, so you think if you had a pet, you would think the same way?
Are you saying if I had one?
Yeah. What do you mean you don't agree with what?
Wait a minute. Are you saying because I've never had a pet, I feel like that?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, but I mean, I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know. If
I never had a pet, maybe I would feel the same way as you do right now.
Maybe.
And
I don't know.
if you had a pet, maybe you would think differently.
I don't know. I think that so many things in life are often indoctrinated as a young kid, So it's like whatever you kind of grow up with, you're probably more um, biased towards that. So if you always have pets in your life when you're a little kid, especially if you're like you're an only child or that's like your biggest companion, you're always going to want that. I always hit on this, but I
Are you
100%.
targeting me?
I'm not a psychologist,
Are you
but
targeting me?
yes, I'm literally describing it. Yes, I mean I think that just has a huge factor in it, and
I never really thought about the only child thing. That makes sense.
I mean it's just it hits me right in the face when I think about it like that, and I think that is why a big reason why you and so many other people are just like really attached to your pet. But I've often wondered, and we'll see down the line, like kind of how that continues to evolve and things. Because it's like, again, are you attached to the companionship or are you attached to an animal? Because again, I don't understand that. If anybody, here's the thing, I'd love to ask this question to all my animal people out there. If you had the choice, you had to pick one, a fucking person or an animal, what are you picking? Not like an ultimatum between like you and your partner. I'm saying like if you had like a person to grow up with, like a sister or a brother, or an animal, what would you pick? That'd be the first question. And the second question would be like, what if you, as an adult, if you had a kid to raise or an animal, what would you pick? I just picked a kid. I just picked the person all day. Both instances. But again, I mean, you could have both. That's not like a one. It's not like a yes or it's not like an all or nothing type thing. It's not like one or the other. But I mean, obviously, it's more complex, slightly more complex. I don't know. We're deep into the weeds on the pet talk. It was unanticipated. So, any more questions, thoughts, pets? No, fuck them. All right, leave it at that. Leave it at that. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Let's see what happens. I had another topic, and I can't even remember what it was now. Silence. Yes. Silence of the Lambs. No, I'm just kidding. Idea about society, just culture, norms of today. You hear it all the time. Youth on their phones attached to TikTokers, Instagrammers, chatters, all sorts of shit. And the something interesting happened the other day. It was kind of an interesting anecdote, and then kind of today, but not really the same exact thing. We're driving in the car. I'm using Amanda's phone for the GPS for some reason. I can't remember why. And she doesn't have her phone. And it was the day I don't think that I was like not talking because I was like not feeling well. And she's like, she was staring at me or something like a bunch of times. And like she's like, I'm just quiet with my thoughts or something like that, you said. And it was really interesting because like every time I'm with Amanda, every time I observe Amanda, she is either on her phone scrolling some random shit, or we're talking, or we're eating. Like we don't what we don't do is we don't play on our phones like while we're with each other, right? Like we can have this conversation, we're engaged, we're at a dinner table, we're engaged with each other. Like good on that. But like if we're independent, scrolling on phone or whatever, or watching something on a television, like I don't know. I mean, Amanda, are you ever just nothing? Are you ever no stimuli? It's no stimuli
Not
whatsoever.
really. And I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I see a lot on social media. People are like, they say like they put their phone away like an hour before bed, or like no TV either. I don't know. And maybe it's because I'm like an only child. I mean, I don't know if that really has anything to do with it, but I'm just saying like, if I didn't have like the TV or my phone like an hour before bed, like what would I do? Just like lay there, pet my cat? Like I don't know. I get the idea, and I think if like we were together, obviously like living together, it would make more sense. Like we could like talk or like whatever. But like it's just like I've thought about that, and like I love that idea because I think I am like constantly staring at TikTok or my phone and everything else on my phone, or like I watch TV before I go to sleep. And sometimes I'm like, this is like probably too much.
Should we do a live check of our screen times?
It's bad.
Yeah, it's
You
bad.
know what though? TikTok made it worse. It used to not be this bad. How do I do that?
I don't know. It's like digital well-being or something like that.
Oh, it's right here.
It's right in your face. It's right here.
Oh,
There it is.
you go first.
Okay. What is the... Today's not a good example for me, though.
I don't know if this is today or if this is...
This looks like today. Okay. What do we want to do?
I don't know how it works.
Oh, you don't know how it works?
No.
I'll go my biggest day in the last week.
Okay.
Do you know how to do it? Also, move your phone away from the microphone. Okay, my June 13th, Sunday. So like last Sunday. Was 10 hours and 17 minutes. Now, again though, 3 hours of that says it was on the fucking clock. So this is kind of bullshit in my opinion. So 7 hours.
Wow. I don't know what I'm doing.
I think it's because the always on display was on.
I don't know what this means. It says I have daily average.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what
Daily average 4 hours and 3 minutes.
Does it say days?
No.
Let me see her here. Daily average. Oh. Yeah, Sunday. That same day. Yours is 6.5.
What a Sunday is probably more than during the week though. What's like a Monday or a Tuesday?
Monday was 4. Friday was 5. What the hell is doxy.me?
Oh, that's actually my therapist session. So
Oh,
that
good.
don't fucking count.
That's
That's therapy on my phone. That
Nice.
doesn't count. That's a good thing. So subtract an hour.
Subtract. This is actually pretty impressive. Well, let's look at it like this though, because like I don't know how exactly this works. See, like I'm not trying to make excuses, but I am trying to analyze this, right? So like you on oh my
But
God.
I also
Spent 2.5 hours on TikTok on Sunday when I was laying in bed.
when I do YouTube, I mean, I guess you can count YouTube, but like Mad Fit workouts, that's
Yeah, I don't know how that
also
works, yeah.
that's also considered
Let's look
screen
at
time.
yeah, let's look at can we see like TikTok? Let's look at TikTok. That's a good example.
I mean, I think I
Daily
only,
average on TikTok is 27 minutes for you.
oh my God, that's not as much as I thought it would be.
Yeah.
What else am I doing? I guess just like scrolling through Instagram mindlessly, probably.
Yeah, on Monday you did an hour on TikTok and an hour on Instagram. Tuesday only 16 minutes on Instagram. And like TikTok's not even on there.
I think I went to the gym on Tuesday.
Wednesday 36 minutes on TikTok and 30 minutes on Instagram. Yeah. I don't know. I see you look at Instagram all the time.
Literally,
all the time.
Something with Instagram. I'm just
You're just
always.
like, I mean, you don't even look at the shit. It's
yeah,
like you just
it's-
open it and you just start scrolling. You're like,
Yeah.
Like weird. I mean, I can't hate on you too much. Like I said, I mean, I would say that I don't want to. I don't know. I would say that I probably. Is it fair to say I use my phone more productively than you do sometimes, though?
Yeah.
So like, I don't like. I mean, I'm just looking because like I see like Facebook Messenger on here. I see on mine on like other things like that. But I don't know. We're splitting hairs at this point, I suppose. But I don't know. This. I mean, even YouTube though for me, it's like I'm not really watching the YouTube videos normally. Like I'm like watching them. I'm like listening
I
to
don't
them.
want to count like my Lauren Geraldo videos as screen time
Yeah.
because that is educational. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's an
TikTok,
interesting conversation.
Instagram, understandable. But yeah, I do when I do Mad Fit stuff. I'm pretty sure that counts as like screen time because I play it on my phone, which I think I only really did a Mad Fit workout like once this week because I went to the gym like 3 times.
I think my goal,
maybe twice. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
my goal, honestly, is just to get my eyes. The thing with me is I sit in front of a fucking 49-inch screen, and then I also like fuck with my phone too. So it's like I'm always doing things, and I mean, you know, like I don't know what percentage of it is productive, obviously, but still, like I'm always doing things, and my eyes are always like straining on those types of things. So not only the mental health aspect of not scrolling and not doing all that stuff as much as possible, but just the idea of me trying to be healthier, like not having my head. There's definitely been times where like I'm like I can't look at this shit anymore, and I'll have to turn it either to more yellow light rather than that white light that's hitting me, or you know this, that, or the other thing. So just trying to get outside more, trying to breathe in some fresh air, trying to meditate, I think would be great. And those are the things that I just think that I actually love sitting with my phone on silent and my I love not having that shit around me. You know, like I love not when I go up to play basketball, I never bring my phone. It's awesome. I'm just totally, that's the only thing I'm thinking about is just like shooting around or whatever. I would love to get into those spaces more.
You should if you go by yourself.
No.
What?
It's up the hill. No.
Okay. Something can happen to you. Or what if I need you?
What if I need you?
What if there's an emergency and you don't fucking answer?
Sorry. You're fucked.
Whatever.
I'm never there for that long.
Okay.
It's, you know, nice
Sorry,
big stretch.
I just exposed my whole belly.
Nice big stretch. But yeah. But that's interesting, though, the idea of just silence, no devices, no connection like that.
I like the idea, but I don't know. It's just like weird when you're by yourself. I guess when you're by yourself, you know.
It's the best time. It's the best time.
The best time to do it? I mean, when I'm like getting stuff done, like if I'm like cleaning my room and I have music or I'm putting away laundry and I'm like dancing by myself, having a good time, but like, I don't know. Like I'm just thinking like an hour before.
I think we're thinking about this differently.
I think a lot of people maybe when they go to bed, they like lay in bed and they just go right to sleep. But I normally like watch TV first. So I feel like that's probably not the best thing to do, but it's just like, I don't know. Maybe if I like did stuff around the house and then like laid in bed and like went to sleep, like I guess that would work, but
I mean, yeah. I wouldn't I don't know. I'm just thinking about like stimuli into the brain. Even like music is like a little too much for me in that opinion. In my opinion on that idea. Like I'm talking like basketball, just shooting that around, like that's not really a great example, but I'm saying turn your phone off or, you know, silent it, you know, whatever. No screens, no nothing. If you're outside, just like laying there like in the sun, like trying to suntan or something, that is real good meditation in my mind. Like not even meditation in like the strict sense of the word. I'm just saying being with yourself, being with your thoughts, not having anything else coming into your head except like the things that are already in there that you think up. And I think that's awesome. Just kind of laying.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I feel like a lot of people probably don't even think to themselves sometimes. I think I struggled with that when I first started listening to podcasts because I would listen to podcasts all the time. And it was almost like then I would never be with my own thoughts. So like sometimes when I go on my break, my initial reaction is, oh, put the podcast on. But sometimes I'll play it and I'll just like have to pause it because I'm like, no, you should like sit here with your own thoughts. Because obviously when I'm working with the toddlers, I'm, you know, sometimes when I like sweep the floor or I have a minute, I'm thinking my own thoughts. But most of the time it's like what the kids are doing. I'm thinking about that.
Yeah. I mean, that's a real problem that I've had before, too, just consuming too much content in a way. Every time I get in the car, every time I come home or whatever, anytime I have like a couple seconds, I'm thinking, okay, can I watch a YouTube video from somebody that I'm subscribed to, or something else, like some other topic, or listen to music or whatever. But honestly, there's a lot of times where I do three. There's a little funny for you. Anytime I get in the car and I'm by myself, I do one of four things. I quote unquote watch a YouTube video. I'm not really watching it. I just have it playing. Not something that's visually engaging, more of like a podcast type thing where it's not, but it's just on YouTube. Nothing where I have to look at the fucking screen, but like something that's, like that. So podcast, whatever, YouTube video like that, to think about something just in my mind as I'm driving. Listen to music. Record something, which I'd like to do more of, but in the car is just a terrible time to do it. But it's always the time that I feel the most inclined to record something. Or just sit there and kind of think, about like whatever's going on. But normally, anytime that I'm with my thoughts, 99% of the time I am talking to myself, like out loud, like a crazy person. Because, like, I don't know. I'm weird.
Yeah.
So, but, like, I'm trying to think about out loud, like, the things that I want to do. Now, I will say that I believe that talking to yourself might make you slightly a better communicator. I'm not saying that I'm a great communicator, but it might just make you, it might make you form your thoughts better. Because, thinking about something and then also articulating it are two different things. So that's something. But I don't know. Interesting. Anything else? No? You tired? Tired? We gotta go get some food.
I'm not hungry. I'm not really
We gotta go
hungry.
take a nap. You can go take a
I don't
nap
know,
before you go to bed.
I'm in an awkward place because I ate. I don't know what time I stopped eating. Mark and I usually eat together like every single time, every weekend, every time we're together, pretty much. But every time I come here, the first thing we do is eat. But today we went to breakfast, but breakfast ended up being at noon. By the time we got our food and we were done eating, I don't even know. It was like after 1 o'clock. So I'm not, it's like, I think like 4:30 right now. So I'm not really hungry, but like I'm at an awkward place because I know I will be hungry. And we're going to go to the gym at some point, and I feel like I cannot go to the gym and then all of a sudden get hungry because that can't happen. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what time we're going to the gym.
You got to feed the temple.
I don't know what time we're going to the gym, but I might have to at least eat something small before then. Otherwise, I might not make it through. It's so weird. It's so weird because right now I feel like I could go to the gym, but like I feel like what if I'm there and all of a sudden I get hungry? It's like the worst thing in the world. I can't work out when I'm hungry. But it's like I won't be hungry, and then all of a sudden I'm hungry, and it hits me, and then I'm like, I can't do this. I'm going to die.
Mm-hmm.
So.
All right.
That is where I'm at. And I'd say I talk to myself, too. Probably not as much as you do, but I talk to myself.
In the Marcel voice?
No.
Not in the Marcel voice?
No.
Marcel, and I'm partially a hill.
But I work out. I feel like that's kind of like my meditation. I mean, I'm not really, I guess, I don't know. I try to have time to myself.
Yeah. Yep. Well, this has been a good thrown together episode. I think there was some solid information in here. We'll let you know if Amanda gets hungry at the gym. We gotta start making some more content too, especially on like TikToks. Once we live together, finally, at some point, we can make trendy TikToks all the time. Like we'll just take the trend and we'll just adapt it or whatever, and we'll throw it up, and boom.
Yeah.
A lot more eyes popping.
They'll do that now, though.
We could. I'm gonna let you take the lead on that.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Hold her accountable, please. Thanks, everyone. All right. Okay. All right. Well, as always, guys, links in the description, amandthepmpodcast.com/merch/shop. Not merch. It's merch. Just go /shop down there. Links in the description. You don't need to type anything in. Ask us a question too. Always anxious to get questions. Other stuff. There's more coming. It's a process. We're excited. Every episode is great. We're very happy. We have been. I'm going to stop for a second. We have been on some serious consistency though. This is great. Just pumping these little
What
eppies
number
out.
is this?
66, I think.
Wow.
This is great. We'll do this for the rest of our lives. So stay with us. We'll be back. But this has been another episode of AM and the PM with Amanda and Mark. Thank you guys, as always, for tuning in, and we'll talk to you in the next one.